You speak English, but this greeting mistake kills your confidence instantly.
Stop saying, "How are you?" Say, "How's it going?" Or, "What's up?"
And one specific answer makes you sound like a native speaker.
Wait, Emma, isn't "How are you" correct? My teacher said so.
It's correct, Jack, but it's boring. Real people don't use it.
Then what do they actually say?
Jack meets a friend at the park.
"Hey, Jack, how's it going?"
I am fine, thank you. And you? Silence. The conversation is dead. Use "how's it going" instead of "how are you?"
"How's it going?"
Good. Now the answer. Never say "I'm fine."
What do I say?
Say "pretty good" or "not bad." But wait, what if you are having a terrible day? Not bad is a lie.
If I feel bad, I say, "I am sad."
No, that sounds too heavy, Jack.
But I want to be honest.
Say, "I've been better." Say, "To be honest, I've been better."
To be honest, I've been better.
It tells the truth without being dramatic.
I've had a long day.
Perfect. That's a great conversation starter. But listen to this. There is a way to say thank you that sounds way more natural.
"Thank you very much," is what I always say.
It's okay, but "I appreciate it" is a game changer.
I appreciate it. Isn't that hard?
Not if you chunk it. I appreciate it. When someone helps you, say, "Thanks, I appreciate it."
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Or, "You're a lifesaver."
You're a lifesaver.
Use this when someone really helps you out. But wait, what do you say when you don't understand someone? What is actually rude?
The polite repeat.
Instead of "what," use "sorry" with a rising tone.
Sorry?
Or better, "come again?"
Come again? Like, come back to the room?
No, it means "please repeat that."
That's easy. But Emma, what if they are speaking too fast?
Most learners just smile and nod. That's a mistake. Say, "Could you say that again slowly?"
Could you say that again slowly?
Or, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that."
I didn't catch that.
It sounds much smarter than "I don't know." Wait, stop.
What?
You just said sorry 5 times. Native speakers don't apologize that much. If you are late, don't say, "Sorry, I'm late."
But I am late.
Say, "Thank you for waiting."
Thank you for waiting.
It changes the energy from negative to positive.
That feels much better.
But there's one word you use every day, and you're probably using it wrong.
Which word?
The word maybe. Maybe sounds like you are avoiding the answer.
But sometimes I'm not sure.
Say, "I'll let you know."
I'll let you know.
It sounds like you have a plan.
I'll check and let you know.
But wait, what if someone invites you to a party and you want to say no?
I just say, "No, I am busy."
Ouch, that's a bit cold, Jack.
I don't want to be mean.
Say, "I'd love to, but..." Say, "I'd love to, but I have other plans."
I'd love to, but I have other plans.
Or maybe next time?
Maybe next time?
It keeps the friendship alive. But listen, there is one phrase that helps you leave any conversation politely. Don't just walk away. Say, "Anyway, I should get going."
Anyway, I should get going.
Or, "It was great catching up."
It was great catching up.
Now you can leave without being awkward. Jack, stop saying "okay" to everything.
Okay. Wait, what should I say?
Use "sounds good" or "deal." If someone suggests a plan, say "sounds like a plan."
Sounds like a plan.
It shows you are excited.
Sounds good to me.
But what do you say when you're at a restaurant? Most people sound like children. Don't say, "I want a burger."
I want a burger.
Say, "Could I get a burger, please?"
Could I get a burger, please?
Or, "I'll have the burger."
I'll have the burger.
But wait, How do you ask for the price without sounding confused? Use, how much is this? Or, what's the total?
What's the total?
When they tell you, say, keep the change.
Keep the change.
Only if you are tipping, Jack. But there is one question in English that everyone hates.
What do you do for a living?
Yes, and your answer is probably wrong.
Why is what do you do a wrong answer? I just say my job.
Most learners say, I am a worker. It's too weak.
But I do work.
Use I work in or I'm a.
I work in marketing.
Better! It sounds like you are part of a team. But wait, what if you don't have a job right now? I am nothing is a mistake. If you are looking for work, don't say, I have no job.
I'm jobless?
No, say, I'm between jobs.
I'm between jobs.
Or, I'm focusing on my studies.
I'm focusing on my studies.
It sounds active, not passive.
What if I am the boss? Do I say, I am the king?
No, Jack. Use the run trick. Say, I run my own business.
I run my own business.
Or, I'm self-employed.
I'm self-employed.
It shows you have responsibility.
I run a small shop.
Perfect. Quick fire round. How do you say I'm tired without being boring?
I want to sleep.
Try, I'm beat.
I'm beat.
Or, I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
But listen, what if someone tells you a secret? Okay is the worst thing you can say. If it's good news, say, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
If it's bad news, say, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
If it's a secret, say, my lips are sealed.
My lips are sealed. Like glue?
Exactly. It means I won't tell anyone.
Emma, what if I'm in a hurry? I always say, go fast.
Too bossy. You need a soft hurry phrase. Say, I'm in a bit of a rush.
I'm in a bit of a rush.
Or, I've got to run.
I've got to run.
It tells the person you need to leave quickly, but politely.
I'm running a little late.
Perfect for when you are behind schedule. Stop saying the weather is good.
But the sun is out.
Use lovely or gorgeous. Say, it's a lovely day, isn't it?
It's a lovely day, isn't it?
It's a question tag. It makes people agree with you.
It's freezing outside.
Good. Use that when it's very cold. But wait, what if you want to ask someone for a small favor? Help me is too strong. Say, could you do me a favor?
Could you do me a favor?
Or, would you mind helping me?
Would you mind helping me?
It gives them the chance to say yes happily.
Could you give me a hand?
Give me a hand is a classic native phrase.
This is so helpful. But Emma, what if I'm at a clothing store?
Most people say, I want this shirt.
What should I say instead?
Jack, if you're in a store and a worker asks, can I help you? What do you say?
I say, no, go away.
No, Jack, that is so rude.
But I just want to look.
Say, I'm just browsing, thanks. But wait, what if you actually want to try the clothes on? There is a special room for that. Ask, where are the fitting rooms?
Where are the fitting rooms?
When you are inside, if the shirt is too small, say, it's a bit tight.
It's a bit tight.
If it's too big, say, it's a bit loose.
It's a bit loose. Do you have a smaller size?
Perfect! You're shopping like a pro.
What if it's too expensive? I can't say you are a thief.
No, use the pricey trick. Say, it's a bit pricey.
It's a bit pricey.
It's a polite way to say expensive.
Is there a discount?
Good. Or, is this on sale?
Is this on sale?
Sales are every shopper's favorite word. Jack, stop saying I like for everything.
But I like English. I like pizza.
Try I'm a big fan of.
I'm a big fan of pizza.
Or, I'm really into.
I'm really into learning English.
It sounds much more natural and enthusiastic. But listen, what if you are in a conversation and you totally agree with someone? Don't just nod. Say, exactly.
Exactly.
Or, I couldn't agree more.
I couldn't agree more.
It means you agree 100%.
Tell me about it.
Wait, tell me about it doesn't mean give me more info. It means I know exactly what you mean because I have the same problem.
English is tricky. What if I make a mistake?
Use the my bad rule. If you spill some water or say the wrong word, say my bad.
My bad.
It's a very common way to say I'm sorry for small things.
Oops, my bad.
Perfect. It keeps the mood light. When someone asks, how are you, and you want to sound important, don't say, I am working.
What should I say?
Say, I've been keeping busy. Say, I've been keeping busy lately.
I've been keeping busy lately.
It sounds like you were doing great things.
I've had a lot on my plate.
A lot on my plate means you have many responsibilities. Native speakers love this idiom. But wait, what if you are invited to a party, but you are too tired to go?
I'll just stay home and not answer the phone.
No, that's ghosting. Use the rain check instead. Say, can I take a rain check?
A rain check? Is it raining?
No, it means I can't go now, but let's do it another time.
I'd love to, but I'll have to take a rain check.
10 out of 10, Jack. You sound like a true friend.
I feel so much more confident.
We are almost there, but we have one more part.
What is it?
The emergency English. What to say when things go wrong. Jack, what if you're in a new city and your phone dies?
I will sit on the ground and cry.
No, you need to ask for help, but don't say, help me.
Why not? I need help.
Help me sounds like you are drowning. Use, could you help me out? And there is one phrase that makes strangers stop and listen to you immediately. Start with, excuse me, I'm a bit lost.
Excuse me, I'm a bit lost.
It's soft and polite. Then ask, do you know where the station is?
Do you know where the station is?
Most people will be happy to guide you.
What if I lose my bag? I'll say, my bag is gone.
Say, I've misplaced my belongings. Say, I've misplaced my belongings.
I've misplaced my belongings.
It sounds much more calm.
Have you seen a black backpack?
Perfect. Specifics help people find your things. Jack, when you want to end a long story, what do you say?
The end.
No, use anyway.
Anyway, that's what happened.
It's the perfect word to transition back to the present. But wait, what if you are in a taxi and the driver is going the wrong way? Don't shout stop. Say, could you pull over here, please?
Could you pull over here, please?
If they miss a turn, say, I think we missed the turnoff.
I think we missed the turnoff.
It's polite, but firm.
Emma, I'm hungry again. How do I ask for the bill in a fancy way?
Don't say, give me the paper. Catch the waiter's eye and say, could we get the check, please?
Could we get the check, please?
In the UK, they say, could we have the bill, please?
Could we have the bill, please?
Both are perfect. Stop saying you're welcome every time.
But it's polite.
It's okay, but no problem or any time is better. When someone says thanks, say no worries.
No worries.
Or don't mention it.
Don't mention it.
It makes the favor seem easy and friendly. Start with, excuse me, I'm a bit lost.
Excuse me, I'm a bit lost.
It's soft and polite. Then ask, do you know where the station is?
Do you know where the station is?
Most people will be happy to guide you.
What if I lose my bag? I'll say, my bag is gone.
Say, I've misplaced my belongings. Say, I've misplaced my belongings.
I've misplaced my belongings.
It sounds much more calm.
Have you seen a black backpack?
Perfect. Specifics help people find your things. Jack, when you want to end a long story, what do you say?
The end.
No, use anyway.
Anyway, that's what happened.
It's the perfect word to transition back to the present. But wait, what if you are in a taxi and the driver is going the wrong way? Don't shout stop. Say, could you pull over here, please?
Could you pull over here, please?
If they miss a turn, say, I think we missed the turnoff.
I think we missed the turnoff.
It's polite, but firm.
Emma, I'm hungry again. How do I ask for the bill in a fancy way?
Don't say, give me the paper. Catch the waiter's eye and say, could we get the check, please?
Could we get the check, please?
In the UK, they say, could we have the bill, please?
Could we have the bill, please?
Both are perfect. Stop saying you're welcome every time.
But as polite.
It's okay, but no problem or any time is better. When someone says thanks, say no worries.
No worries.
Or don't mention it.
Don't mention it.
It makes the favor seem easy and friendly.
Happy to help. I feel like I can talk to anyone now.
You can, Jack, but there is one final rule for a great conversation.
What is it?
The follow-up. Don't just say bye. Say, it was great meeting you.
It was great meeting you.
Or let's keep in touch.
Let's keep in touch.
It leaves the door open for a new friendship. You see, Jack, you don't need big words to sound smart.
I just need the right phrases.
Exactly. You went from baby English to real-life English in one video.
I feel 100% more confident.
Which of these 30 phrases was your favorite?
I appreciate it. It feels so kind.
Comment your favorite phrase below, and I will check your spelling.
And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life English.
See you in the next lesson.